we are being joined by Ray Locker. He is a senior journalist and author from Washington, D.C. Welcome to the broadcast, Ray.
Thanks.
It's good to see you. I want to straight up ask you, why are Americans so upset with the sitting U.S. president?
Well, there's a feeling that the economy isn't going well. I think that's erroneous, but there is that feeling. A lot of people are upset about inflation, gas prices. A lot of things cost more than they did when Trump was president, in part because the economy slowed so much during 2020. But there's just a general unease with what's happening with Biden. And then you add, the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East, and a lot of challenges for the incumbent president.
Right, Ray, what do you think Joe Biden should do in the next 1 year to actually change this around?
Well, look, in 2011, Barack Obama in one poll was behind, and somebody said he had a 17% chance of getting reelected. He won by 4 percentage points with 51% of the vote. So polls at this time in an election cycle are often misleading. They're not a predictor, they're a snapshot. I think the economy will continue to get better. So I think that helps an incumbent president. Trump is going to testify today in one court case. He has 3 other ones that he has to weather. He has people who are still challenging him for the Republican nomination. A lot can change. You look at the 2008 election, that was very close between Obama and John McCain until about mid-September, when the economy really slowed down and McCain didn't react as well as Obama did, and people's attitudes changed. So a lot can happen. But one thing that's not going to change is Joe Biden is not going to get any younger. He's going to be 81 years old. And people are worried about that. That's something that he has to deal with. He's going to have to continue to show that he's vibrant and vigorous. And, Donald Trump isn't younger either. He's 77. So, he's got a lot of challenges that way himself, but people see Biden as being older.
Right. Ray, since you spoke about Donald J. Trump, I want to give you a sense of how people are seeing American politics at the moment from at least the outside. Donald Trump we see as someone who became the first former U.S. president in history to face federal criminal indictment. Since then, he has faced 91 felony charges in 4 different jurisdictions. In fact, as we speak, former President Donald Trump is either testifying or going to testify in a civil fraud case in New York. But then the poll numbers we are looking at is just rising. What are we exactly missing out here?
He has a base of support that is pretty firm in the mid 40% range, 45, 46%. Remember, he never has received the majority of the popular vote in his 2 presidential elections. I think these polls show the high watermark for him in most of these states. People respond to him for a variety of reasons. He's got a solid base of white voter support, which is the vast majority of his support. And, I think it's it reflects a change in the attitudes of white Americans in terms of race, in terms of other elements, feeling like they're left behind. And he plays to that. And so that, I think, is a fundamental part of what's going on. There is still the very strong perception that he is a great businessman. I don't think the facts bear that out, but people believe that. And so when they look toward the economy, they think he's a guy who can make that work for them and for the rest of the country. I also don't agree with that perception, but it exists, and people who believe that way are going to vote, according to their beliefs. And I think that's the fundamental part of his support.
All right, Ray, thank you so much for decoding American politics for us, and thank you for joining us here on WION.
You're welcome. Thanks.